1010. All right, we're back with all of our participants with the exception of Mr. Kameen, who appears to have decided he does not want to stay for the rest of the hearing on the removal request, Ms. Berger. So it's up to you whether or not you want to continue to be here. Realistically, because your client's not here, but with that exception, everybody else is back.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll stay connected. That way, if anything pertinent happens, I can relay that to my client.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to go back to Ms. Whitten as it relates to her case. Deputy, would you please swear in Ms. Rebecca Whitten?
Please raise your right hand, Ms. Whitten. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, Ms. Whitten. So is it true all of the statements that your attorney placed on record as far as you have the petition, you have no reason to believe that you have any Native American heritage in your family or the children's families, for example?
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it also true? Thank you. Is it also true that the fathers named in the petition are the legal fathers of the children as far as you know?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it true that you wish to enter a no contest plea? What that means is that I would consider the allegations against you as essentially accurate, but you wouldn't have to truly go through them one by one and admit them. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is that what you wish to do?
Yes.
Any objection, Ms. Thomas? Well, and I should say this too first, Ms. Whitten. So the piece on adjudication is separate, very separate from the piece on removal. So there's no guarantee on removal just because I may accept your plea. And I want you to understand that. Those two issues are very separate. You understand?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Your position, Ms. Thomas, on the entry of the no contest plea.
I'm agreeable to it, Your Honor.
Any objections from Ms. Stang or Ms. Berger?
No objections.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Dumont.
No objection.
Very good. All right, Ms. Whitten, are you able to hear us and understand us okay? And is it possible for you to try to make sure that if there's any children in the vicinity that they're at least somewhat shielded from what's happening in the courtroom?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. If I accept your plea, you are giving up the right to a trial by judge or trial by jury. The right to have the petitioner prove the allegations in the petition by a preponderance of the evidence. The right to have witnesses appear and testify under oath at trial. The right to cross-examine witnesses. The right to have the court subpoena any witnesses that you believe could give testimony in your favor. Do you understand you'll be giving up or waiving those rights if you enter a no contest plea?
Yes.
With regard to the consequences of your plea, or in other words, what will happen, the court will do the following. There will be continued investigation by the caseworker to see what the problems are in your family and how and whether they can be solved. The court could dismiss the case if there's no need for the court to be involved. If it appears that there is a problem that may be solved, the court can make the children temporary wards of the court, place them with mother or father or with relatives or in foster homes, and order programs for you and your children, such as counseling, drug and alcohol treatment, assessments, and parenting classes. If it appears that you will not be able to provide a proper home for the children in the reasonably foreseeable future, the court could terminate your parental rights. In regard to the plea itself, the plea can also later be used as evidence in a proceeding to terminate your parental rights. Do you understand the consequences of your plea, Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of the information I've given you so far?
No.
Okay. Are you under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or anything else that could get in the way of you understanding what you're doing this morning?
No.
Is anyone making you enter a no contest plea?
No.
Is anyone threatening you in order to get you to admit a no contest plea?
No.
Okay. Would you say your decision to enter a no contest plea is one you've made of your own free will?
Yes.
Very good. Mr. McFarland has asked me to simply review the allegations in the petition as the factual basis of the plea. Is that still your position, Mr. McFarland?
It is.
Any objections, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Berger, Ms. Stang, any objections to using the petition? as the basis for the plea?
No.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Dumont? No objection.
No, Your Honor.
Very well, okay. I will do that. Just by way of, you, it looks like you need some assistance with establishing housing and employment, some assistance looking at use of substances and how that affects your parenting and all of the parenting, building of parenting skills and awareness that goes along with that in brief. Would you agree? Those would be the areas that you would want to target?
Yes.
Ms. Whit, okay.
I didn't know you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, very well. Are the attorneys satisfied with the factual basis of the plea and the advice of rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good, thank you. Court is also satisfied that this plea, as well as the pleas of the other two parents that were taken this morning, are knowingly, understandably, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the consequences. I will set the disposition for Ms. Whitten, along with the other initial dispositions that have already been scheduled for February 28th at 10 a.m. So between now and then, Ms. Whitten, what happens is you'll have a meeting with representatives from the department to talk about services to help you in the areas that we've identified that you need help in. Do you have any questions about next steps?
I do. Your Honor, we were requesting a removal hearing. She's not consenting to the removal, and I didn't ask her about the other 3 children remaining with their father.
Yes, we're not finished with that piece yet.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, but just as far as the disposition where we're talking about the case services plan, between now and when we come back, you can expect to have a meeting with the department, regardless of what happens with removal. Do you understand that, Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Okay, now, as it relates to removal, I have approximately 5 minutes, or I can take a break and we can come back in another probably 15 minutes. Ms. Thomas, your preference.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Ms. Whitten will be, her stay at the Carlton Lodge is done checkouts at 11 and she will not have a place to go. I also believe that her representation that she has a shelter that she can go to in Monroe is false and not truthful. And so we would ask the court to just consider removal current at this time to ensure that there is placement by 11 a.m.
I think we do have a right to at least briefly state our point.
Sure. How many children do you have with you right now, Ms. Whitten?
I have 2 children with me, and I have somebody paying for the hotel room for a couple more days.
Okay, what are the initials of the children who are with you?
LCW and LRW. Sorry, LR. Sorry, I have so many kids. It's LCW and LCW, both the same.
Thank you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just take a few minutes. It sounds like, Ms. McFarland, do you need to talk with her about what's happening and maybe with Ms. Thomas as well?
I
guess.
don't think I need to. I have chatted with her, Your Honor. So.
All right, so at this time, and I apologize for the interruptions this morning, but what's happening is that this was an emergency filing yesterday. And we already had a full docket scheduled. So I anticipate approximately another 15-minute break before we can come back on the issue of removal. And I appreciate your patience. We need to get going, I understand, but we'll be back in around 15 minutes.